Welcome to another Fear Street review.
Today, we're going to be reviewing Skull the Mask, which is available on Shudder starting today.
Right
I'm
now,
sensing a trend here.
right? So these drop the day the movies hit Shudder when they are on Shudder. Okay, put in my calendar, file it away.
Boom, boom, boom.
Knowing us, there's going to be a couple of spoilers here and there. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you might want to hit pause and then come back to us. Just leave us on pause and start the movie. And then when the movie's over, you can stop the movie and then hit play on us and we'll unpause and just be here for you.
Boom. So, in Skull the Mask, an ancient artifact is discovered. It has the power to possess people who come in contact with it on its quest to resurrect a god, which is always a good choice, I guess. You know, it's up to a museum assistant and a policewoman to stop the slaughter before the ritual is completed. And I say just let it go.
I do too, because they did not stop the slaughter, which is one of my first notes. The kills were fun. Like this monster man is very happy to run up on you and snatch your face off, and I appreciate that. It's my one constant on this ride is that there will be violence.
Yeah, I totally pulled up some Friday the 13th vibes because of like lots of characters and unnecessary deaths when there's not a ton of characterization because as soon as you meet a character they're probably gonna die.
Right? You in the wrong movie, girl.
Right. And lots of moments where I just had to kind of go with it because if I started to ask too many questions and they're like, oh well, we're moving on, they're done. They ain't answer my questions. They don't give a fuck what I think. No.
It's like it's like hitting a machete on a setting that you can't run at. Not a machete on a treadmill on a speed you can't run at while holding a machete, because he also had that Jason Voorhees machete fantasy realness.
I'm gonna try to run on a machete at some point in time. See what happens.
I mean, do big things. It's 2021. Who's gonna stop you? I don't go to the gym, so that was
No.
I hope machete's a brand of treadmill. Ha! I hope it is. I I liked seeing lesbians that were not just put there for the male gaze, because with the feel and style of this movie, it was very reminiscent of like stuff from the 90s, like Tales from the Crypt and those sort of like anthology movies. And it was always like, let's get Jennifer Tilly and a friend naked real quick. And this was not that. This was these are these are lesbians in a relationship and they're about to die because everybody dies, which I hadn't caught on to at this time. And so when they were murdered, I was like, whoa, let's not do that representation wise. And then we immediately killed a couple in a car who was just in the car having fun so we can see her boobs move. Like literally, that was her only purpose in this movie. I didn't know that man's name before our friend ran up on both of them and snatched her through the window so we could see her boobs move some more as he was hacking at them. And I was like, that skins. We're killing everybody, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anybody's name from this movie, to be honest.
What are days?
So yeah, I do, as I've said before on the pod, I do enjoy queer representation, so I'm glad they're there. I was surprised that that the archaeologist died so early. When her girlfriend went down and started opening up that box, I was like, "Oop, you're gonna die." But I was really surprised that she died because at the beginning of the film, I thought she was gonna be our lead actress. So, joke's on me.
She Drew Barrymore'd you.
She drew me.
Barrymore'd you.
So yeah, but I wish we could have spent a little more time with them because that age difference was a choice. It was like 20 years, and I was like, I mean, no judgment, no shade, age discrepancies in relationships. All right, do you. But I just had some questions, like, where'd you meet? How'd you meet?
That age discrepancy, though, is always there for the hetero actors, which is why I think, in part, Jack Nicholson had to retire, because he was like, I will not roll in here with Elle Fanning as my wife. I gotta draw a line because you won't, Hollywood. And they were like, fine then, we'll find Robert De Niro. So I didn't even bat an eye at that because I'm just so used to it.
That's it, yeah. But I will say my biggest disappointment in the character world was with the female cop, because then after the archaeologist is dead, she really becomes like, okay, this is who our lead is going. She is the Sydney Prescott, the surprise lead actress. But I never understood her motivations for anything. It was like one minute she was trying to be like a really good, strict, follow the line cop. The next moment she's like, okay, we can kill these people if we need to. And I'm just like, who are you?
I didn't get anyone's motivations except for the man who was snatching faces, because that seemed to be a clear path of destruction. And also, like, to give her credit, like, what do you do when you have a giant mask wearing man who's snatching faces? You adapt. You change your moral stance a couple times, possibly, because you want to protect your face. And so I let characters go, and I was like, this is like an arcade game back from when I was a kid, like Emergency or like Grand Theft. We're here for the chaos. Like, I literally watched this giant machete and coveralls run up at people in public, like big Gemini energy here. Will like run up in the club to get to the one person he wants and kill everybody in the way, including the DJ. And I was like, I mean, DJs don't have benefits, so like, this is something to talk about. There should be a union. But also, when he beat up the priest, I laughed. I laughed so hard. He's beating up the priest, and I felt so bad. But again, he's a brawler. He's a street fighter.
Yeah.
This is the Mortal Kombat I wanted when I hit play on the one that HBO Max had for me. Yes. On that lovely note, the ending feels final, but leaves room for more if we want it, which I feel like there might be more, but I don't know if I'm reading in too much to the number on the screener and if that's a secret or not. So I don't know if I should keep talking.
Yeah, no, the ending, I loved the ending that, because this one kind of gave you, I know you usually hate these, Sheree, but it kind of gave you the second ending as well. But I thought this one really worked because you think at first I was like, oh, this is just going to be a wrap up. You know, they all lived happily ever after, or the ones that are still living. But no, they flipped that on its head and turned the real horror or real enemy villain into greed and capitalism. And I was like, here for it. I don't want to get into too many specifics about how they did that, but
yeah,
they did flip that on its head and be like, you thought this face ripping demon was the villain, but no, really, it's behind door number 2.
You summoned this face ripping demon, capitalism. You did this. He was minding his own business in his hellfire, and you were like, ooh, I got a museum for you. And he was like, I'm gonna rip off some faces. And now we here.
Now we here. But overall, it was a really fun ride. Probably not my favorite to take. Like I said earlier, it does really remind me of like a Friday the 13th kind of film, which I enjoy those too. I just recently watched almost the whole series. I got to like 8 or 9. So I enjoy them. They're not top of my list. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, a new Friday the 13th movie, like like I am with the new Scream movie coming out. But it was fun. It was fun. If you like Friday the 13th, you'll love it.
That's what it felt like. It was like my blankie, because I've not done Friday the 13th since I was a very small child. So I was still impressed with Jason's ripping of faces and machetes. And I should give him another chance, but also I don't like to go backwards with my men, because you left him for a reason. And so like, this is my new one. This is like my Jason 2.0, or my Jason X, if you will.
We don't need to talk about that movie.
And so it was good to have a new friend, but think fondly of the previous friend.
True.
On that note, special thanks to our friends at Shutter for making this review possible.
And as always, make sure you hit us up in the comments to let us know. Did you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Are you somewhere in the middle? Do you love it? Do you hate it? You lukewarm? Where you at? Where you stand? Let us know. And as always, make sure you stay fierce out there.
Bye.